From small stages in 2011 to sold-out arenas across the world, the League of Legends World Championship has built legends, dynasties, and unforgettable underdog stories. In this video, we're breaking down every single World's winner year by year, from Fnatic's first ever championship run to T1's historic back-to-back victories. Relive the full history of League of Legends World Championship and see how esports' biggest tournament became a global phenomenon.
Kuma, can he steal it?
Kuma will have to fire right home.
The very first League of Legends World Championship took place in Jönköping, Sweden during DreamHack Summer 2011. The event featured just 8 teams, 6 from Europe and North America, along with 2 wildcard representatives from Malaysia and the Philippines. At the time, Korea didn't even have their own League of Legends servers, and in China, the game was still brand new and only beginning to gain traction. After a short but intense tournament, Fnatic made history by defeating fellow European team Against All Authority in the finals. Led by legendary players like Xpeke and Cyanide, Fnatic lifted the very first Summoners Cup and secured their place in esports history. While the official World Finals MVP award wasn't introduced until 2014, many fans consider Sushi the unofficial MVP of the inaugural tournament. To honor their victory, Riot Games gave us the very first World Championship skin line, featuring Fnatic Gragas for Sushi, Corki for Lemizelot, Janna for Melisson, Jarvan IV for Cyanide, and Karthus for Xpeke.
That was one turret dead, second turret dead. Fnatic going to win the Season 1 championship if they can hold on. This Nexus will go down. Congratulations to Fnatic.
The second World Championship Finals was held in 2012 in Los Angeles, California, and expanded to include 12 teams from across multiple regions. This tournament became infamous for the minimap cheating scandal, where many players were suspected of looking at the massive venue screen to gain an unfair advantage by tracking opponents' positioning, a scandal that overshadowed much of the event. Despite the drama, the Taipei Assassins from Taiwan shocked the world by defeating Korean favorites Azubu Frost in the grand finals. Thanks to a stellar performance from their mid laner Toys, TPA secured the Summoners Cup and what remains to be one of the most underdog victories in League of Legends history. Just like the previous Worlds, the TPA mid laner Toys was widely considered to be the unofficial MVP of the Season 2 World Championship. To celebrate their victory, Riot gave us the TPA World Championship skin line, featuring TPA Mundo for Lil Balls, Ezreal for Bebe, Nunu for Mistake, Orianna for Toys, and Shen for Stanley.
BB picks up a kill on Chase then. Shy goes down, Mad Life getting stripped. Orianna picks up another kill. Taipei Assassins are the Season 2 World Champions.
The Season 3 World Championship introduced the world to the greatest player of all time, a 17-year-old rookie named Faker. The finals was once again held in Los Angeles, California in 2013, and the tournament expanded to host a total of 14 teams representing regions from around the globe. In dominant fashion, SK Telecom T1 stormed through the competition, culminating in a 3-0 sweep over China's Royal Club, led by superstar ADC Uzi. Between Faker's legendary Zed plays and SKT's near-perfect run, cemented both the player and the organization as future icons of competitive League of Legends. For the 3rd consecutive year in a row, the mid laner Faker was widely acknowledged as the unofficial MVP of the finals. To celebrate their world's victory, Riot released the very first SKT T1 skin line, featuring SKT T1 Jax for Impact, Lee Sin for Bengi, Vayne for Piglet, Zyra for Pumandu, and Zed for Faker.
This could be a 20-minute game for SK Telecom. They will be the Season 3 World Champions here at the Staples Center.
The Season 4 World Championship Finals was held in Seoul, South Korea, and featured 16 of the best teams from around the world. This tournament introduced fans to one of the most dominant squads in League of Legends history, Samsung White. Throughout their 2014 Worlds run, Samsung White only lost 2 games throughout the entire tournament, showcasing an unprecedented level of control and coordination. Jungler Danny and support player Mata led the charge, redefining what is meant to play as a team. Their unmatched synergy and near-flawless execution set a new standard for professional League of Legends and secured Samsung White's place among the greatest teams of all time after beating China's Starhorn Royal Club in the finals, and unfortunately causing ADC legend Uzi to lose back-to-back World Finals. In the first year to officially honor the Finals MVP award, Samsung White support player Mata took home the crown. And to also honor the team's victory, Riot released the Samsung White World Championship skin line, featuring Samsung White Thresh for Mata, Rengar for Dandy, Singed for Looper, Talon for Pawn, and Twitch for Imp.
This is it! Nexus saw its fall. They're going to focus in on the Nexus itself, and Samsung White are the 2014 World Champions.
The Season 5 World Championship Finals took place in Berlin, Germany in 2015, and once again featured a total of 16 teams. With Marin's game-changing Rumble Ultimates and Faker showcasing his unmatched dominance, SK Telecom T1 completely dismantled their opposition throughout the tournament. In the grand finals, SKT defeated fellow Korean team Ku Tigers to become the first organization in history to win 2 world championships. Finals MVP honors went to SKT's top laner Marin, who was instrumental throughout their championship run. To celebrate their victory, Riot released the next wave of SKT T1 World Championship skins, featuring SKT Alistair for Wolf, Azir for substitute mid laner Easyhoon, Elise for Bangi, Callista for Bang, Renekton for Marin, and Rise for Faker.
Ku Tigers are falling. SKT will be your first ever 2-time world champions!
The Season 6 World Championship Finals returned to Los Angeles, California, making this the 3rd time that the city has hosted the event. As in previous years, the tournament featured a total of 16 teams worldwide, but this Worlds was historic for one reason above all others. SK Telecom T1 cemented their legacy as the greatest dynasty in League of Legends history by becoming the first team to ever win back-to-back world championships. This also marked their 3rd Summoner Cup in just 4 years, a feat that remains unmatched and solidified SKT's place as an unstoppable force in competitive League of Legends. While the entire team played at an incredibly high level, Faker once again proved why he is considered the greatest of all time with clutch performances throughout the entire tournament and was honored with that year's Finals MVP award. In the final series of the tournament, SKT defeated Samsung Galaxy in a hard-fought 3-2 series, making it one of the most memorable championship battles in Worlds history. To celebrate their historic victory, Riot released the next wave of SKT T1 World Championship skins, featuring SKT Echo for Duke, Olaf for Bangi, Syndra for Faker, Jin for Bang, Nami for Wolf, and Zac for Blank.
SK Telecom have overcome every challenge. They are the undisputed best team in the world. The SKT reign continues. They win their 3rd World Championship.
The Season 7 World Championship Finals took place in Beijing, China, and for the first time expanded to feature a total of 24 teams. In a storyline that felt like deja vu, the grand finals once came down to SK Telecom T1 versus Samsung Galaxy, but this time the script was completely flipped. Samsung Galaxy shocked the world by dominating SKT in a decisive 3-0 sweep, handing the reigning dynasty their first ever loss in a Worlds Finals. Bot lane duo Ruler and CoreJJ were completely unstoppable, providing stability and consistency that carried Samsung Galaxy to their victory. Their triumph marked one of the most iconic upsets in world history and cemented their place among League of Legends' greatest teams. Finals MVP honors went to Ruler, who delivered a legendary performance that proved why he deserves to be considered one of the greatest ADCs of all time. To honor their victory, Riot released the Samsung Galaxy World Championship skin line, featuring Samsung Galaxy Narv for Kuve, Jarvan the 4 for Ambition, Talia for Crown, Xayah for Ruler, Rakan for CoreJJ, and Ezreal for Haru.
The upset is complete as the kills come through. The SKT dynasty is over. All hail the new kings, Samsung Galaxy, your 2017 World Champions.
The Season 8 World Championship Finals took place in 2018 in Incheon, South Korea, and once again featured 24 of the best teams from around the globe. This world marked the beginning of China's rise to dominance in the competitive scene, as Invictus Gaming, led by superstar players Ashai, Rookie, and Jackie Love, showcase their unmasked skill, and outclass their opponents at every stage. In the grand finals, IG swept Europe's Fnatic 3-0 in a decisive fashion, securing China's very first ever Summoners Cup and cementing their place in League of Legends history. The finals MVP honors went to IG's jungler Ning, who outclassed every other jungler at the tournament with his flawless pathing, aggressive gank setups, and game-changing playmaking. To celebrate their victory, Riot released the Invictus Gaming World Championship skin line featuring IG Camille for Ning, Fiora for the Shy, Aurelia for Duke, Kai'Sa for Jackie Love, LeBlanc for Rookie, and Rakan for Baolon.
The LPL has never won before, but that will change today. The Crownless are finally king, and Invictus Gaming are your 2018 World Champions.
The Season 9 World Championship Finals took place in 2019 in Paris, France, featuring a total of 24 different teams from around the world. This Worlds introduced fans to the innovative Doinby style of roaming mid strategy, with unique champion picks such as Nautilus and Pyke, adding a new layer of unpredictability to the tournament. FunPlus Phoenix stunned the world with their unconventional gameplay, leaving opponents struggling to find answers, and ultimately helping China secure back-to-back Summoner Cups. Finals MVP honors went to FPX's jungler Tian, whose flawless coordination with his mid laner and support allowed FPX to dominate vision control, set up unexpected ganks, and dictate the pace of the series. To honor their victory, Riot released the FPX World Championship skin line featuring Gangplank for Gimgoon, Lee Sin for Tian, Malphite for Doinby, Thresh for Crisp, and Vayne for LWX.
The Nexus is being focused, it's going down, and FunPlus Phoenix are your world champions!
The Season 10 World Championship Finals took place in 2020 in Shanghai, China, with 24 teams in attendance amid the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Players, coaches, support staff, and even fans had to strictly follow health and safety protocols, making this Worlds one of the most unique in history. Despite the challenging and unique conditions, DAMWON Gaming from Korea emerged as the clear favorites for the tournament, with superstar jungler Canyon and mid laner Showmaker dominating their opponents throughout the tournament. DAMWON Gaming displayed unparalleled teamwork and mechanical skill. In the grand finals, DAMWON Gaming defeated underdog Suning, preventing China from securing a three-peat and bringing the Summoners Cup back to Korea. Finals MVP honors went to Canyon, whose exceptional jungle control and game-deciding plays were instrumental in DAMWON's historic victory. To honor their triumph, Riot Games released the DAMWON Gaming World Championship skin line, featuring DAMWON Gaming Jhin for Ghost, Kennen for Nuggery, Leona for Beryl, Nidalee for Canyon, and Twisted Fate for Showmaker.
And today, DAMWON Gaming will shut down Suning. DAMWON will silence Shanghai, and DAMWON Gaming are your Season 2020 World Champions!
The Season 11 World Championship Finals took place in 2021 in Reykjavik, Iceland, featuring 24 of the world's best teams. Edward Gaming dominated the competition with standout performances from their star mid laner Scout, top laner Flandre, and AD carry Viper. In the grand finals, EDG defeated Korea's DAMWON Gaming Kia in a tense 3-2 series, showcasing exceptional teamwork, macro play, and clutch execution under pressure. The finals MVP award went to Edward Gaming's mid laner Scout, whose precise mechanics, roaming, and decision-making were pivotal in securing EDG's championship victory. To celebrate their victory, Riot released the Edward Gaming World Championship skin line featuring EDG Aphelios for Viper, Graze for Flandre, Viego for JJ, Yumi for Mako, and Zoe for Scout.
Kia are limping, and EDG have the man advantage. The Nexus will go down, and against all odds, EDG will be your 2021 World Champions. They've done it!
The Season 12 World Championship Finals took place in 2022 in San Francisco, California, featuring 24 different teams from across the world. This Worlds became instantly iconic for DRX's historic underdog run as a team that overcame long odds and showcased incredible synergy, adaptability, and clutch performance throughout the tournament. In the grand finals, DRX faced Korea's T1, the most decorated team in League of Legends history. Despite being heavy underdogs, DRX pulled off a thrilling 3-2 series victory, preventing T1 from winning another trophy and claiming their first ever Summoners Cup, etching their names into the esports history books. Mid laner Zeka and AD carry Deft were key contributors, consistently outplaying their opponents in high-pressure moments. The finals MVP award went to DRX's top laner Kingin, whose exceptional laning, teamfight presence, and clutch outplays were pivotal in DRX's championship run. To honor their incredible underdog victory, Riot Games released the DRX World Championship skin line featuring DRX Akali for Zeka, Ashe for Beryl, Caitlyn for Deft, Kindred for Piosik, Aatrox for Kingin, and Maokai for Juan.
Gumayusi is dead! They have been doubted! They have been discounted! They have been dismissed! But DRX are your 2022 World Champions!
The Season 13 World Championship Finals took place in 2023 in Seoul, South Korea, and featured a total of 22 teams. Many fans expected JDG, the LPL's top seed, to secure the title after a dominant year where they won both the LPL Spring and Summer, as well as MSI. However, the script was flipped in dramatic fashion. Korea's T1, led by Faker in his 10th Worlds appearance, delivered an unforgettable run that culminated in a commanding 3-0 sweep over China's Weibo Gaming in the grand finals. This victory gave T1 their 4th Summoners Cup, cementing their legacy as the most successful organization in League of Legends history. The finals MVP award went to T1's top laner Zeus, whose huge playmaking ability and aggressive tendencies kept constant pressure on the top side of the map and paved way for T1's dominant victory. To celebrate their historic win, Riot released the T1 World Championship skin line, featuring T1 Bard for Keria, Jinx for Gumayusi, Lee Sin for Owner, Orianna for Faker, and both a regular and prestige version of Jace for Zeus.
The SKT legacy has been reignited! T1 will be your 2023 World Champions!
The Season 14 World Championship Finals took place in 2024 in London, England, with a total of 20 different teams. The grand finals pitted Korea's T1 against China's Bilibili Gaming (BLG) in a thrilling 5-game series. T1 emerged victorious with a 3-2 win, becoming the first ever team to claim back-to-back world titles since they did it previously back in 2015 and 2016. In doing so, not only did T1 add a 5th Summoners Cup to their trophy case, but they also broke new ground, commanding viewership and delivering one of the most competitive finals in recent memory. The final set an esports record with a peak viewership of 6.9 million outside of China. The finals MVP award went to Faker, who delivered clutch performances, smart rotations, and decisive plays throughout the series, further cementing his legacy as the greatest player of all time. To honor their victory, Riot released the next wave of T1 World Championship skins featuring T1 Nara for Zeus, Pyke for Keria, Varus for Gumayusi, Vi for Owner, and Yone for Faker, along with an additional skin for the MVP, with that being Prestige Silas.
The first Nexus Tower's fallen and T1 are just looking for the prize. They're hungry for it. T1 are the past, the present, and the future. A new era, the same empire. T1 are your 2024 World Champions.
And that concludes all of the current winners from every League of Legends World Championship. From the first Summoners Cup winner Fnatic, all the way to T1's most recent win, claiming their 5th Summoners Cup. But the question is now, who will be next? Will the LPL continue their rivalry with the LCK, or will another region rise up and steal the spotlight? And the big question every fan asks year after year, will North America ever win the Summoners Cup? Only time will tell, but one thing's for certain, Worlds will always deliver unforgettable moments.